Folks, you know, I have been all over the state for a number of years, and I have to tell you that I've never seen people so motivated in my life. And I'll tell you what's going on. We're in the middle of a movement. Don't miss it. It's going to be part of American history. I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's about Republicans. Yes, we're the vehicle for this movement. That Tea Party, you know who goes to those tea parties? People that love their country. We've got Republicans, we've got independents who are moving our way, and we got Reagan Democrats who are fed up with the lack of common sense going on in our capital today, and they're gathering every single week, and they're sending a message. We don't like it, we don't believe it, and what's going on, and this Republican Party now becomes the vehicle for implementing the changes that they want back to the things that they believe in. We're part of a movement. We're the vehicle. We're the chance to make a difference. And let me tell you what people are really worked up about, because I get it. This movement gathers. It gathered in Washington last week, even though it wasn't reported accurately. 1 million people down there. Westchester, 11,000 people sitting on lawn chairs in Westchester. I thought I was at Woodstock for a second. I couldn't believe it. And the Tea Party in Columbus, 7,000 people standing out in a drizzle to be heard. And it's happening all over the state, and it's happening all over the country. And people are gathering because they're trying to claim, no, we're trying to reclaim the values that we believe in this country. And let me tell you what some of them are, in my opinion. Hard work. You know, Rob talked about small business. Hard work. You know, my parents always taught me, and your parents taught you. You work hard, you struggle, you sacrifice, you put in the time, you get the education, and you get ahead and you become something, and you help other people in the process. You know what the message is today? The message is today, you work hard, you create a business, you employ people, you make some money, and you've become the enemy. That is not what we believe in. We believe that when you work hard, you ought to be able to get ahead, and your kids ought to benefit. Am I right with you? Personal responsibility. It's one of the great missing values in too many areas of our country today. You know, I know a lady, she's a flight attendant. She gets up every day at about 5 o'clock in the morning. She gets her kids off to school. She flies all day long. She drives in a broken down car. She doesn't live in a fancy home. She doesn't have credit card bills, but somehow there's a message coming back to us that if you have a car you can't afford, if you live in a house you can't afford, and you've taken off debt, we're going to take money out of that lady's pocket to bail out the people who did not live responsibly. That's not the America that I grew up with. That's not what I was told about. We must drive personal responsibility as a party and as part of this movement. And if we do it, we'll be rewarded by the people across this country who have become frustrated and fed up. I hope you agree with that. At the same time, one thing we know from our patron saint, Ronald Reagan, government always is a last resort, not the first resort. First of all, the people don't trust the politicians today. And I got sad news for you. They don't trust us very much either. But you know, the bottom line on this is that they believe the government should be a last resort. And now, if it's in Columbus or if it's in Washington, you know what it is? A handful of people sitting in a room figuring out what car company they're going to run, what kind of doctor we're going to get, and they're putting our kids so far in debt it's scaring everyone, including people in Obama's movement itself. And I'm going to suggest to you that we cannot afford to move forward continuing to ring up this debt. And I'll tell you what we're going to stand for. We're going to stand for balancing budgets. We're going to stand for lower taxes so that we have more power in our pockets, not shift it to somebody in some faraway place. And at the end of the day, we're going to pay down that debt and save our children's future. That's what we're united to do, and we're going to do it as a Republican Party. We'll be the vehicle for getting that done. And we believe in bottom up, don't we? Bottom up, not top down. Not a handful of elites in Columbus or in Washington trying to tell us how to run our business. We know that the answers come from where we live. I've always believed that America needs to be run from the bottom up, not the top down. That's a Republican philosophy, it's a conservative philosophy, and frankly, it's a philosophy that sells all the way across the board. And all of this, lower taxes, less debt, less spending, government is a last resort, compassion out there with government when we need it, and there's no other choice, and the private sector can't do it. All this leads to one thing: freedom. And what it is about freedom? Any kid can have any dream they want. Any kid can reach for the stars. Any boy or girl can have whatever they think they can dream about. We know that in America, when there's freedom, they can achieve anything they want to achieve. And that's what this movement is all about. All these are nothing more than tactics that get to the baseline about what it is to be an American, and to love your country, and to love your state, and to love your community, and to love your family. See, what we're all hungry for is a successful and prosperous in America, an America where the next generation can have all the things that we have and even more. That's what I think about when I think about my little 9-year-old twin girls. So folks, we're a vehicle tonight, and we've been given an opportunity. But let's not mistake it. This election is only phase 1 and step 1. In this state, we have got to modernize the government and get the dollars out of the programs we have. We've got to cut the taxes in this state to lower the cost of doing business. We've got to teach the regulators that they work for us, we don't work for them. And we've got to take education to the highest level. And that doesn't mean more money, it means more values that we talk about in our own kitchen table. But it is not enough to win this election. Well, we're gonna work like crazy, and I'm going to tell you something, whether it's Rob or whether it's me or the other people on this ticket. You think they're going to let us win this easy? You think they're going to let us take this away from them? People call and they say, what can we do? What's the Tea Party's all about? I've written letters, I've done all these things, and still not going my way. You know what we're going to do? We're going to execute at the ballot box in 2010. We're going to wake up every day and we're going to think about what we can do to advance our cause and make sure that we have a sweeping, resounding victory in Ohio that'll send a message to this entire country. And we've got to work hard. But once we win, we got to do it. No more broken promises. No more special interests calling the tune. No more sellout of the American people. No more politics, it's the order of the day. No more kicking the can down the road. No more putting off till tomorrow what needs to be done today. We are not just going to win this election, but we are going to reform this state. We are going to revolutionize this state. And as we do it in Ohio, we're going to send a message to the entire rest of the country that the formula that we believe in works. It's going to restore prosperity. It's going to help our families today and our next generation tomorrow. I'm ready to roll. I'm walking and I'm talking and I'm rolling all across this state. We're going to do it together, aren't we? Shoulder to the wheel, aren't we? All of us together. We'll get it done. We'll fix our state and fix our country. Good night, folks. Thank you.